So if you're moving to Warner Robins, one of your top concerns is going to be the cost of living in the Middle Georgia area. So in this video, we're going to go through the cost of living and break down all the daily budget items and check them off your list so you can feel comfortable and confident that Middle Georgia and Warner Robins is the place that you want to live. So let's get started. Hey guys, I'm Chris, your real estate problem solver. I'm a real estate agent and an investor in the Middle Georgia area. So if you have any questions about real estate at all in Warner Robins, Bonaire, Kathleen, Hawkinsville, or Perry, make sure to reach out to me. My information is in the description below. And I'm not just saying that. I really mean, do give me a call. If you have any questions or you just want to get some answers real quick, I'm always here. So let's get into some of the costs that you're going to be incurring when you move to Warner Robins. So since it's a real estate channel, the first thing we're going to start off with, of course, is housing in the Middle Georgia area. So right now, the real estate market in Middle Georgia is running a median price of about $220 to $250. Now, median means just that the majority of the houses being sold in the Middle Georgia area are running an average between $220 to $250. And if you break that down into individual cities, it kind of breaks down like this. So the housing market in Warner Robins by itself, the average median prices are running around $255. Now, of course, you can go as cheap as $100,000, although you may not want to be in the neighborhood that those houses are in. Of course, the higher end, more luxury houses are running anywhere from $395,000 up to $450,000. Those, of course, are the newer, more luxury houses. Now, if we slide over to Bonaire, the median price range for just Bonaire is running around $315,000. Now, of course, Bonaire, the majority of that area has been built up in the last 20 years. So most of the houses that you're going to find in Bonaire are going to be newer houses. Now, so of course, some of the older houses or smaller houses are running a low average of about $180 to $200. Of course, if you want to go with creme de la creme and get into the higher numbers, Bonaire is running anywhere from $500,000 to $800,000 for some of their newest and latest and greatest houses, 3 stories, 5 and 6 bedroom houses. Of course, if you're buying one of these houses, you definitely better know what the rest of the cost of living in Warner Robins is like, because your budget's going to be way up there. And then slide a little bit west over to Kathleen. The housing market in Kathleen is just a little bit higher. The median prices for houses being sold in Kathleen are running around $370,000. That range goes anywhere from the low, simple houses of $295,000 to $310,000, all the way up to $500,000, and some of the luxury custom houses are going for as high as $1.2 million. And I know where some of those houses are, so if you're interested in taking a look at any of them, definitely make sure to call me. And again, since I don't know where you're coming from, I don't know if the cost of living in Warner Robins is going to be higher or more expensive than where it is that you're coming from. So we're going to go over some more of the prices about Warner Robins, and you can decide for yourself whether or not coming into Warner Robins is going to break the bank or it's going to be easy on your wallet. Now, before we do that, make sure to click the link below to our buyer's guide so you can go through and have all the information that you need to help you get pre-qualified for a loan, find a lender, and reach out to me, and we can find the house that best fits your budget. So if you're moving to Warner Robins, the top thing on most people's list is going to be the grocery bill. So we're going to talk about the grocery bill. As you can see, living in Warner Robins, you're going to have easy access to the brand new BJ's that they just finished here a couple months ago. And along with that, you've got Publix, Kroger's, Food Depot, and Aldi's. So let's talk about what it's going to cost you to feed your family. So for ground beef, we're not in Texas, so meat is going to be a little bit more expensive than some places like that. But for like example, ground beef is running around $4 to $6 a pound. Of course, that's anywhere from the 40-60 fat content all the way up to the super lean stuff. Bread, of course, is running anywhere from the plain white bread loaf to the high grain, low carb, keto breads. They're running anywhere from $1.50 up to $5 a loaf. Let's look at potatoes. Potatoes are running anywhere from $3 to $5 for a 5-pound bag. And then, of course, let's look at everybody's favorite, eggs. So an 18 pack of eggs are running anywhere from $2 to $6 for an 18 pack. Now, of course, I don't have to worry about that because I got chickens in the backyard. And then at the time of this video, milk is running around $2.25 to $2.65 a gallon. Now, if you've got any specific questions about the cost of living in Warner Robins, make sure to make a comment below and I'll find out and get back with you. So, of course, the next item on your cost of living in Middle Georgia checklist is probably going to be gas. So let's talk about the cost of gas and the commute times in the Middle Georgia area around Warner Robins, Bonaire, and Kathleen. So at the time of this video, gas is running anywhere from about $2.55 to $2.69 a gallon. Of course, you can get some cheaper prices in certain places on certain days, like Circle K will run a special every now and then, and they'll go down to $2.45 a gallon. Now, the gas prices aren't really a big deal if you're staying in town, because from Robins Air Force Base all the way to I-75 takes about 15, maybe 20 minutes. And normally on a regular day, I can go from Bonaire, Kathleen, Warner Robins back to Bonaire in about an hour. So the entire area is not that big, and there's a lot of areas around here that you can take corners and run through shortcuts, which saves a lot of gas as well. So the gas prices are pretty reasonable, and since everything is kind of a consolidated campus, you're not going to have to go too far to get anywhere you need to go. Now, what about utilities in the Warner Robins area? Well, majority of houses in the Warner Robins area are running on all electric. Now, there are some that are running on gas. As a matter of fact, gas is starting to become a little bit more popular with some of the neighborhoods. So make sure to ask about that when you're shopping around for a house. Or I'll ask for you because you're going to be with me. But the cost of living for utilities in the Middle Georgia area for an average 1,500 square foot house, which is less than 20 years old, more than one of the newer houses, the electric bill has been running anywhere between about $150 in the wintertime to $500 in the summertime with the air conditioner running nonstop. Now, of course, that is subject to change, and that varies greatly depending on the type of house that you've got. But the majority of the houses that I'm paying utilities on, that's usually about the average is about $150 to $500, depending on whether it's winter or summer. And of course, some of my houses are a little bit on the older side, so I've definitely got to double up on the insulation, and that's on the chore list. And also, if you're thinking about building your own house, then you're going to probably want these numbers too. So here's an average of the most common pieces and parts of a house that you would probably want to know about. So right now, 2x4 studs are running about $3.85 a board in this area. 3/4 inch decking boards are running around $55 a board. Now that's standard Advantech, which is the most common around here. And then, of course, 2x8, 10-foot long yellow pine boards are running around $12.25. So that gives you a general idea on what the building materials are costing around here. Now, flooring, I can tell you, is going as cheap as $1.50 a square foot, but I tried that and my contractor said he was going to charge me double if I made him put that shit down. So go with the higher end stuff, anything from $2.50 to $4 a square foot for LVP. Now, me personally, I always go up to North Georgia and pick up a pallet or two. So we usually buy 3,000 and 4,000 square feet at a time, which cuts the price by almost half. So if you want to buy local, let me know. If you want to get something from up in North Georgia where they actually manufacture this stuff, let me know and I could probably help you out. Now, the rest of our video playlist about living in Warner Robins is right here, so make sure to look through all of them so when you move to Warner Robins, you've got a better idea of where you want to be, whether it's in Warner Robins, Perry, Kathleen, Bonaire, or even Hawkinsville. And when you get to that area, you'll know what kind of pricing you're looking at and what kind of budget you're going to be expecting. And again, if you have any questions, make sure to reach out to me. My information is right here. I'm always available. And I'll talk to you on the next video.